The Common Core State Standards Initiative are the newly developed standards that are spread across 44 states in America, as well as the District of Columbia, 4 territories, and the Department of Defense education activity. The Common Core is a set of high-quality academic standards that focus in on mathematics and English language arts literacy, also known as ELA. With the use of engagement, positive outcomes, and monitoring, the Common Core standards will increase student achievement. The learning goals of the Common Core were created to ensure that all students from grades kindergarten to 12 will graduate from high school with skills and knowledge needed to succeed in college. With the newly developed abilities, education leadership skills, and the gaining knowledge from these standards, it will greatly help students ready for their future careers and lives regardless of where they may live in the future, even if that be London. The English language arts standards are very important in the 3rd grade. They have many different components that focus on reading, writing, speaking, and listening, as well as language. The students are expected to meet each year's grade-specific standards and to retain or develop further skills of understanding. The English language arts standards that will be addressed are under Reading Literature of Grade 3. Under Reading Literature, one of the standards comes from key ideas and details. This means that the child will describe characters in the story by their traits, motivations, or feelings, and explain how their actions contribute to the sequences of the events. Under Craft and Structure, the standard here that the students need to meet are to distinguish their own point of view from that of the narrator or those of the characters in a story. The last standard to be addressed falls under the Integration of Knowledge and Ideas category. This standard will compare and contrast the themes, settings, and plots of stories written by the same author about the same or similar characters. When it comes to 3rd graders, they are a very lively bunch, always wanting to help and frequently use their imagination. Literature is a great tool that enables children to develop deeper and increase imaginative thinking. An author who is greatly imaginative himself is Roald Dahl. Throughout his life, he has written a series of books about endless possibilities and creative characters. 3 books of Roald Dahl's that would accomplish the 3 ELA reading standards listed before are Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Matilda, and James and the Giant Peach. When it comes to the Integration of Knowledge and Ideas standard, the student should be able to compare and contrast the themes, settings, and plots of stories all written by Roald Dahl. The theme of these 3 books are children wanting a better life and experiences for themselves. The book, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, is about a boy named Charlie Bucket who wins a candy bar contest and is given a tour along with 4 other children inside the amazing factory run by Willy Wonka. The book Matilda is about a very bright little girl who loves to learn. She goes to a school that is run by Miss Trunchbull, the principal who loves children. Within the school, Matilda befriends her school teacher, Miss Honey, as she develops magical powers. James and the Giant Peach is about a poor boy named James who lives with his 2 horrid aunts, Spiker and Sponge. After gaining possession of magic boiled crocodile tongues, an enormous peach starts to grow in the garden. This leads James to go on an adventure with his new insect friends to New York City. For the standard that falls under key ideas and details, students will be able to describe antagonists in the story and explain how their actions contribute to the sequence of events. Students can do activities to describe how and why each child in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory got boosted out of the competition. Students can also do an activity on the harsh punishments that Miss Trunchbull forced upon the students in Matilda. For James and the Giant Peach, students can do activities about why Aunt Spiker and Aunt Sponge were very unfair to James. For the last standard that falls under Craft and Structure, the students will be able to distinguish their own point of view from that of the narrator or those of the characters within the stories. Questions to help students identify a different view of characters and get their brains thinking would be, what if Miss Trunchbull was nice before, but she also had a mean principal? Does that make her mean? What if James' aunts were only trying to protect him? Will they still be seen as bad? Was it the children or parents' fault in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for them being so greedy and dire? In all, the 3 ELA Common Core standards addressed, with the proper activities, materials, and tools, will enable children to better understand and enjoy learning the components of the English language.